Laura! Laura, you left the chain on the door. You have to open the door. Laura, I know you can hear me. I want to talk to you. Please. Answer me. Laura, let's don't play this game. Now come on, open the door. Honey, please. I need you, Laura. I do. Come on, believe me. Now come on, don't be a fool. You'll never get away with this.
Christie, Captain Ryan wants to see you. On the double.
Good morning, Captain. Good morning, Peter.
Hi, Christie. You look quite well. In fact, you look like a sleek jungle cat. Pride and poise packed into every pound of your statuesque frame. The gleam of intelligence shining through your eyes.
Oh. Purple prose isn't exactly the captain's style. Why do I get the feeling I've been immortalized in one of Sergeant Gallagher's reports?
Oh, it's nothing quite so mundane as that. You see, Sergeant Gallagher graduated from mere police routine. This is the format for his new television series.
Police person?
I decided I should have my own show. Yeah, based on the true life exploits of police person Christie Love. I used a pseudonym. Another direct quote. The police system has a way of keeping the best cops tied up in red tape, but Christie Love has learned to cut through like a machete, defying the hopelessly loused-up bureaucrats all the way.
Thanks, Pete. Sir, if I still have a choice, I think I prefer paperwork to checking meters.
Now, well, Christie, speaking strictly as a bureaucrat, I am not loused up enough yet to blame you for Gallagher's literary output. Dismissed.
For putting you on the spot. It's just that this class I've been taking at City College on creative writing said to borrow from your environment.
Well, if you keep it up, Pete, I'm liable to wind up an endangered species.
Don't worry. I've learned my lesson. From now on, I keep my nose out of other people's business.
Well, now that sounds like a good way to stay out of trouble.
Yeah. From now on, I'm only going to write about things about which I am directly and personally involved in.
Yeah, well, can you kind of keep it to times when we're not on duty? At least not together.
You got it. Good night.
Good night. Hi, Ernie.
You do, Miss Love.
You're on kind of early tonight, aren't you?
Oh, I had to check out the new tenant on the garage keys.
Hey, that's what was different. The vacancy sign was down.
Moved in right next door to you.
Well, isn't that nice? I've got a brand new neighbor. Good night.
Good night.
All right, get over here. Now, what are you talking about? You're not going to do it.
You recording?
No! Listen to me. You're not going to do it. You understand?
You listen to me. Get out of here!
Anything wrong?
I was just thinking about introducing myself.
Sounds like she's still unpacking.
Yeah, maybe I can help.
Security, I brought those garage key duplicates for you.
Oh, thank you very much, Ernie. I'm not really dressed. Do you think you could slide them under the door?
Well, no, but I can leave them in your mailbox. You have a key for that, too.
Yes, thank you. That'd be very sweet of you. Good night.
Well, take my advice. Say hello in the morning. Kid came all the way down from San Francisco. Probably like to get settled in.
I guess you're right. Good night, Emily.
Night, Miss Love.
Hello.
Christie, Gallagher. Not sleeping, are you?
Well, not yet. What's up?
I've had some news.
Well, it better be good.
Good. It's great. I just heard from my contact at the network. Hubbard Leverage Pearsall?
Oh, is he in charge of the shows at the network?
No. Actually, he's security guard in the parking lot, but,
Hold on, Pete. Hey, in there, open this door. Come on, open up. I'm a police officer.
Officer, it's all right. There's no trouble in here.
I'd like to hear that from the lady, please.
Well, look, we're sorry about the noise. We'll keep it down, okay?
I still haven't heard from the lady. I don't usually meddle in other people's affairs, but I am your next-door neighbor, and I'm also a police officer.
Are you all right?
Me?
Oh, yes. I mean, thank you for your concern, but I'm fine. It was just a family squabble. It was too loud, I know, but I guess I just got carried away.
Yes, I thought you might be. And my mistake. Sorry, sir.
It's all right.
No hard feelings, I hope.
No. Everything's fine. Thank you.
Please accept my apology.
I do. Thank you very much, officer.
Look, I do feel badly about having disturbed you. I'd feel much better if you'd assure me that I hadn't spoiled your housewarming. Hi.
Oh, hi.
I'm Christie Love.
Hi.
Now, that's the way new neighbors should get acquainted.
Yeah. Well, it's really getting kind of late. Maybe we should be saying goodnight.
Oh, yes, of course. Tomorrow's a working day. Good night.
Good night.
If you should need anything at all, just holler.
Is that a real gun, Miss Love?
Yes, Mrs. Thompson, it's real.
You're gonna use it?
Well, I don't think that'll be necessary.
You're gonna bust them?
Well, that doesn't sound like a very neighborly thing to do. Good night, Mrs. Thompson.
Christie!
Yeah, Pete.
What happened?
Well, I heard this terrible scream down the hall, and, you know, it sounded a little more serious than your average domestic quarrel, so I thought I'd better... wait a minute. Why do I get the feeling that I'm going to be reading about this in the morning?
Christie, do you realize how close we are to a sale? One actual exploit right now could put us over the top.
Right into another profession. Well, no thanks, Pete. I'm happy where I am. Look, I want to get a good night's sleep tonight, and somehow I feel I have a better chance if the latest adventure of Christie Love, police person, isn't on Ryan's desk in the morning. Good night, Pete.
I'd like to speak to whoever's in charge of the network's eye-to-eye news. I have a scoop to report.
That's the local news, and now for the weather.
Get your feet off the desk.
Low clouds.
Living dangerously this morning, aren't we?
Not to worry. We have Williams keeping an eye peeled on the captain.
Oh?
Good morning, everybody. Well, how are you, Belmont?
today.
How am I?
Yes, how are you?
Well, I'm fine, Captain.
Oh, well, that's just fine. And Valencia, you all right?
Right, Captain. Just looking at the news over here.
Well, that's wonderful. I want all my people to keep abreast of the times.
Well, that's what we were doing, just...
Carry on.
Cloudy skies and an expected high.
I got a feeling this could be one of our worst days.
No question about it.
Right. When he's in that good a mood, things can only get worse.
I don't believe you guys. Look, it's a beautiful day. Let's just be grateful we're up.
Love, Gallagher, just who or what is a Hubbard, Leverage, Pearsall, and Wise Eye News coming over here right this minute with all of their cameras and equipment?
Christie,
Don't say it, Pete.
I won't.
I accept your apology.
Thank you. Good night, Christie.
Good night, Pete.
Ernie? Hey, they move out already?
Well, not they. Her. She was alone.
Not last night, she wasn't.
Well, I've been giving that some thought. Could it be them two wasn't married?
When did she leave?
Oh, she was long gone by daylight. Had some movers pick up her personal belongings about noon. Those that weren't broken.
Run out on any damage?
No. Her security check cleared. And she was paid up in advance. There's way more than enough there to cover a little pottery.
Well, I guess everybody comes out okay then. What about a refund? You telling me she didn't ask for one?
Well, that's the way I get it. Well, who knows? She'd probably have a lawyer demanding all her money back, claiming the building was noisy or something.
Well, it was noisy. Good night.
Good night, Miss Love.
Hello.
Miss Love?
Yes. Who's this?
I don't think you know me by name. I'm the girl down the hall. The noisy one. Remember?
Yeah, my new neighbor. Or should I say my former neighbor?
I know it seems kind of odd, but... Well, frankly, I'm in terrible trouble, and I need help. I have no one I can trust, no one to turn to.
Well, I'll be glad to help if I can. Just tell me what's happened.
I can't talk. I gotta get off this phone. Can I meet you somewhere?
Well, if you'd like to meet me in my office, we...
No, I couldn't do that. It's very personal and delicate. Oh, please. You said we were neighbors. If I needed something to holler... Well, neighbor, I'm hollering.
I'm on my way. Just tell me where to come. back. Police officer.
What happened? I tried to stop you. You saw it was an accident.
All right, move back, please. Come on, move back. Hey! Drop the gun and put your hands up. All right, up against the truck. Get those arms out straight, feet apart.
I'm a police officer.
Whatever you say, lady. Gun's been fired.
I'm telling you the truth. I'm Investigator Love. I work out of Detective Division downtown.
Uh-huh. I suppose you have a badge to prove it.
In my purse.
You can turn around now.
This man was shooting at me. I fired back. He ran into the street. The truck did the rest.
Hey, it wasn't my fault. She drove him to it. Chasing the poor guy with a gun.
Well, when you find his gun, you'll find a silencer on it.
No gun here.
Well, why would this guy start shooting at you?
I don't know. I guess it was some kind of setup. I really haven't had a good look at him yet.
So take a good look and tell us why this guy was setting you up.
I haven't got the slightest idea. I've never seen that man before in my life.
And you say you thought you heard a pussycat. Your name is Love, right? Christie.
Not the Christie Love that was on Eye News this morning.
Yeah, some big writer's building a TV show.
All right, that's all right. That's it. No more questions this time, please. I'm sorry. Let's go. Come on, Christie. Belmont, get us out of here. Fellas, I'm sorry. Will you?
So justice was done again tonight in the City of the Angels by Christie Love, police person. That's right, the one and the same Christie Love, described by a police officer going under the pseudonym of Edgar Allan Gallagher. It seems at this time, police person Love shot it out in a dark alley with one Tony Romer, a man since identified as a long-suspected professional killer with a record of many arrests on suspicion of murder and a prison record as long as your arm. This according to Police Captain Arthur L. Ryan. Now, what was this hired killer doing luring Investigator Love to her would-be final chapter? We don't know yet, but we feel assured that Officer Gallagher will not only keep us well-informed, but spellbound by the latest daring do of L.A.'s finest. We'll be back in a moment with a look at the weather.
Love, Gallagher.
Hi, folks. This is Clive here, inviting you down to LA's largest bicycle warehouse, offering you bicycles, tricycles, and for you daredevils, a selection of unicycles. So come on down.
Christie, any cop, on or off duty, would have done exactly what you did tonight. And the trouble is, it just wasn't any cop, it was you, and that's what makes it a news story. And that newscaster. Now, fortunately for us, they're not all like him. But anyway, the department feels that it just doesn't want any more of your publicity. Gallagher, please take careful notice of the flight numbers and the time of departure of those 2 tickets.
Where are we going?
But you're going to the city by the bay, San Francisco, and I know you're going to love it.
I don't understand, sir. I feel like I'm being deported.
Well, not you, Christie. You and Gallagher.
You mean the department's paying us to get out of town?
Sir, I know how you feel about police person Love, but isn't this a little extreme?
Yeah, well, I intended for it to sound extreme. Actually, you're going to go up there first thing in the morning. You're going to wait for a prisoner to be processed, and then you're going to accompany said prisoner right back here to Los Angeles. The effect is the same. You're going to be removed from the scene, at least until things cool down.
Sir, I'm sorry, but I must point out that I was led into that alley by a young lady who said she was in trouble, serious trouble. I didn't find her, which means she's still either very much in trouble or she was setting me up to be killed. Either way, I'd like to know.
Well, why don't you just leave that to us? You know, aside from arranging airline reservations, we also do police work.
But I wouldn't feel right letting someone else do my job.
Christie, this is not a topic for conversation. The sun rises in Los Angeles on you tomorrow morning. You're going to be banished to a file room until you qualify for a pension.
Bye.
Hey, come on. San Francisco on an expense account, we'll have the time of our lives.
It's that girl's life I'm worried about, Pete. What happened to her? Why haven't I heard from her?
Well, you heard the captain. That's the department's problem. Ours is catching an airplane.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to San Francisco International Airport. On behalf of our captain and crew, we hope you enjoyed your flight and will enjoy your stay in San Francisco. Thank you.
What do you mean you lost him? The guy's almost 7 feet tall. He's like a basketball player. How could you lose him? All right, go out and find him. Yeah,
Lieutenant Radnick?
yeah.
I'm...
Oh, don't tell me. I'm a detective. You're Christie Love and you're Pete Gallagher.
Easy to see why you're a lieutenant.
Well, you people a little earlier than I expected.
Well, we're in no hurry. We can go out for coffee.
No, I mean, I was expecting you tomorrow. But your Captain Ryan called and said he insisted he picked the man up today.
Yeah, well, he's a driven man.
Well, some people are like that. Well, let's go on down and get that prisoner processed and get you people on your way. I called Captain Ryan and told him you were coming. You'll be met at the other end.
Oh, curb-to-curb service, huh? You know, you really didn't have to bring us all the way out to the airport.
Oh, yes, I did. Your captain insisted that we escort you onto this plane personally. Listen, I'd like to ask, are things a little slow down in L.A.?
Huh?
Slow, Lieutenant?
Well, for a captain of detectives to concern himself so personally with a simple prisoner transfer, the man sounded as if his entire career was on the line.
Yeah, Captain Ryan takes his job very seriously.
Yes, he's...
Driven, I know. Well, it was nice having you folks here.
Thank you.
Have a good flight.
Hey, nice meeting you.
Paper? Thank you.
I'll be right back. Have to go to the bathroom.
Wait till the plane takes off.
I sure hope it takes off on time.
Please, let's not get up now. Let's keep our seatbelt buckled.
Sorry, I have to get off the plane.
But if we get off the plane now, we might not get back on again.
Oh, that's okay, because we aren't going.
Christie, where you going?
Gotta see a man about a wedding.
All right, come on, out. Wait your turn.
The orders were that we don't split up.
Yeah, well, the captain's gonna go through the roof when you show up without Harold here.
Yeah, but to tell you the truth, I think the captain would rather that I showed up without Harold than without you.
Hey, now you're talking sense. Just drop me any place on Market.
Cute Harold.
Of course I know who he is, you kidding?
Well, who is he?
He's Charles Allen Bettman. Hey, look, you're supposed to be in an airplane. What is this?
Unfinished business here in San Francisco. So who's Charles Allen Bettman?
I mean, besides a gubernatorial hopeful. What is this unfinished business? Does Captain Ryan know about it?
Sergeant Gallagher's talking to him right now.
Yeah, well.
Back in San Francisco.
What? Now, listen, you were just put on an airplane. In fact, I have a car meeting you and right now.
Oh, sorry, Captain. We won't be there.
All right, what happened? Now, don't tell me that prisoner escaped.
No. He's fine. It's something else, sir. Some kind of last-minute thing.
Thing? What are you talking about, a thing?
Well, I'm not exactly clear on that, sir. Christie said it had to do with some kind of wedding.
Yeah.
is?
I don't know. It's got something to do with Christie and a wedding.
You mean she left her heart in San Francisco?
Yeah. All right, what have you got?
It's a report on the hitman. His last known home base was...
San Francisco. Now, how does she do it? How does she know that ahead of us?
Yeah. Where are you going?
Where do you think?
So Bettman wants to be governor, huh? Is he a nominee?
Well, he is about to, as they say, throw his hat into the ring. In fact, I'm invited to a big bash tonight for that very purpose.
You?
Yeah, well, why not? What am I, a leper? A lot of us guys are invited. Guys who knew Charlie when he was assistant DA.
What else do you know about him?
What do you want to know? Chairman of all the right civic improvement drives and a very impressive law practice. He is an ambitious man.
Criminal law?
Wow. This isn't just a marriage, you know. It's an alliance with Rothman. Those big deals don't all get settled in smoke-filled rooms.
No. But maybe this one was. May I use your phone?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
What apartment is that?
Apartment 515 in Los Angeles? Now ask me when.
No, you knew you had me when you got past my secretary, and I'm not going to pretend I don't know who you are or what you mean.
Good. I don't think this is anybody's business but ours. Just the three of us.
The three of us?
Mm-hmm. Me, you, and the lady in apartment 515. Listen, Mr. Bettman, I'm by no means one of your fans. However, I don't see any reason why anyone else should know about this. Not even Mr. Rothman. After all, you're practically his son-in-law. I'm sure you wouldn't want to disillusion him or hurt that public image of yours, would you?
Hey, look, honey, where can we talk? Surprise for you.
Oh?
Mm-hmm. It's something that, just to show you I haven't minimized the value of your silence on the subject of 2 nights ago. I think it'll interest you.
Oh, well, I hope it's not what I think it is.
Well, I hope it's a little more.
Well, then you might have a surprise, too.
That sounds nice.
About 5 years in jail for attempting to bribe a police officer. Look, Mr. Bettman, I'm after one thing only. To make sure my neighbor from 515 is okay. And then I have a plane to catch.
Oh, well, how am I supposed to know that? I haven't seen her since that night. As a matter of fact, according to the papers, you've spoken to her more recently than that.
Only the papers don't know who she is. You do.
Well, anyway, yeah, the name she gave at your party.
We have that name, Mr. Bettman. I want the real one. And not only a name, though. I want to know who she is and where she is.
Well, I don't know that. I hardly know the girl.
Save it. Someone wants in.
All right, I did a stupid thing. I mean, a man in my position being, well, picked up by a girl like this. And...
Mr. Bettman, that wasn't your first time together. I heard enough to know better. Look, I can step off this elevator on any floor.
Oh, wait, all right. Her name is Laura Post, but I don't know where she's gone.
I'll find her. Just tell me where she came from. In fact, tell me where she lived before she moved into my apartment house.
She had a place in Sausalito. I had a key.
Now we're saving time. Who knew about it?
Well, nobody. I mean, nobody ever saw us together. You see, at the time I was still married. Last year, I lost my wife. Laura assumed I was going to marry her after a decent interview.
Assumed?
Yeah, well, I never said anything like that. I mean, not in so many words, you know, after she After she heard my plans, she threatened me. You know, what women threaten, ruin my marriage in the future and my career. And she wouldn't give up. She would...
Wait a minute. Just back up about 4 bars. Now, that was her room, not yours. She moved out of where you had a key into where you didn't. She didn't follow you there, Mr. Bettman. You followed her. Now, tell me again, who wouldn't leave who alone?
Well, I don't know about that. The point is, we had to settle this thing, and we settled it that night at the apartment after you were gone. She ended up accepting money.
Oh?
Yes, money. Most women do.
Uh-huh. And then called on me for help the next night?
Look, I don't know what her subsequent problems are, but, I mean, just so you won't feel exclusive, she called me, too, at least a dozen times. I didn't return any of her calls yesterday or today.
Today? She called you today?
Oh, several times.
And you wouldn't talk?
No, well, I was tempted to, but what good would that do?
It might do me some good to find out why I was called down a dark alley to a blind address almost never to come out again.
Well, you know, those 2 incidents may not necessarily be connected. Laura could have been there. I mean, it's that kind of a neighborhood. She could have been frightened away.
Well, I might accept that from her.
Oh, well, let me understand. All it is you want is to talk to her, then?
But not on the phone.
Well, all right, you mean to see her? Just to assure yourself that she's not in any kind of trouble and doesn't need your help, huh? Is that it? Will that satisfy you?
Like I said, Mr. Bettman, I have a plane to catch.
All right. Look, the next time she calls, I'll talk to her and I'll set up a meeting.
Terrific. Oh, only this time, let's keep it out of the alleys, huh, sugar?
Oh.
Ta-ta.
Settled, sir. Everything is basically under control.
Settles. It hadn't even begun to fly yet. All right, Christie, this better be good.
You must be Art Ryan.
Yeah, Lieutenant Rednitz.
Right. I think we've got some real progress to report on that case of yours.
Case of mine? What case is that?
The shooting, sir. Tony Romer and the missing girl. We traced Romer here to San Francisco.
I got the response to my inquiry on that one. All right, Christie, what's this got to do with you?
I let Investigator Love in on the progress. I didn't know there was any jurisdictional dispute within your department.
Let's put that jurisdictional stuff aside now. We're all after the same thing. I do appreciate your help, Lieutenant. Now, you say you've come up with a lead on this?
Yeah, an address on a frequent companion of Romer's, a girl he went with. We were just getting ready to roll on it.
Well, if nobody has any objections, I'll roll right along with you.
Oh, love to have you, Captain.
Radnitz, yeah. Yeah, when? Uh-huh. Where? Where's that, the discotheque joint? Yeah. Okay, right. We're on our way. Well, I'm afraid our lead came in a little bit late.
What's happened?
Tony Romer's girlfriend just cut her wrists.
I didn't mean it. Didn't mean to get him killed. Didn't mean to get nobody killed. But I did. Tony's dead. No, I did it. I did it when I made that call.
What call?
What call, honey?
Lady cop told her to be a good neighbor. Meet me in the alley.
You made that call?
I didn't know what Tony had in mind. Told me it was a gag. Put on a big laugh. Yeah, well, getting killed.
Can't you question her later?
You tell us.
She'll live.
I'm really getting killed.
You know, sir, when she made that call, she used words that I had used that night in the room. Things like, we were neighbors, and if you need something, holler. Only 2 people heard me say that.
Just 2 people in that room, huh? So somebody had to tell Tony before he told her.
Right.
Hey, sure. Now, she didn't make that telephone call, and nobody's heard from her since that night.
That's right. Pete.
Thank you very much, Alice. Very much. Don't get tomorrow night to rally, Jack. All right. Thank you.
That would be Christie's phone call.
Not on schedule.
Yes?
Have you talked to her?
Yes, I have.
Good. When can I see her?
Well, it's not going to be easy. You see, she's in a hospital, a private hospital.
What's happened to her?
Well, nothing really, nothing new. Look, I didn't want to get into this story, but Laura Post is an addict.
What on?
Heroin, I'm sure. I mean, she has been for years. At least now she's committed herself for treatment.
Now? Why all of a sudden now?
Well, I don't know. She always said she was afraid, but not so much of the shock or the pain, but of the delirium, you know, what she might say while she's delirious.
So now where do we stand? I can't see her until she completes the cure?
Oh, no. I'm sure I can get you to see her, all right. It's just that it's going to have to be late, that's all. Very, very late. I'm tied up here.
You're coming with me?
Yeah, I think I'll have to. You know, they have a no visitors policy there at the hospital. We can go alone, and I can talk to my friend, and, I mean, that is, if you don't mind.
Whatever you say, Mr. Pittman.
Well, that's great. Look, I'll give you instructions on where we can meet, huh?
Well, I see you didn't have any trouble finding the place, huh?
No, your directions were as clear as rainwater.
She's been picked up. Stand by.
How far is it to the hospital?
Oh, just a couple of miles up the road.
There's no hospital within 10 miles. He's heading for his own property.
You know, it's mighty generous of you, Mr. Pittman, to go to so much trouble just to satisfy my curiosity.
Well, I call it time well spent if the curiosity ends with you.
Tell me, why did you follow Laura to Los Angeles? I mean, she had nothing you wanted. Or did she?
What do you mean?
Well, I wondered if she might have taken something of yours, you know?
You have a very suspicious nature. I suppose that's necessary in your line of work.
Well, it helps. Well?
Well, what?
Well, what did she take with her?
Oh, look, why don't you ask her? We're here, huh?
Oh. This is a hospital?
Yeah, a very exclusive and very private one, as I told you, but we're expected.
I don't see any red carpets. Come to think of it, I don't even see a porch light.
Well, you will if you don't mind stepping out in the rain and ringing that bell over there by the gate.
All right. Well, somebody's up.
Don't move. Please. I'm not nearly as good with one of these as you probably are, but I'm good enough.
If you fire that, it's going to be heard.
Not by you. There's nobody else around.
You better give me that purse. Put your hands up. See, I'm less efficient with one of these than Roma, but it's been a long time since I've killed anyone with a gun.
How long since you killed anyone with your hands?
No, that was an accident. She fell. All right. Come on, back to the car. Straight ahead, please. Through the gates. You see, you were right. She did take something from me. A piece of paper. A paper that could be very damaging if it were published. Which she threatened to do.
Do you want to tell me what was in it?
Well, it was while I was on the district attorney's staff. I used my office to conceal some evidence in a murder case. Just a piece of paper, but it could have convicted a man who was going to be my father-in-law.
Mr. Rothman? You knew him then?
Yeah, that was really the beginning. He promised to put me in the governor's mansion if I would destroy that paper. So I had to hold on to it. You see, to make sure that he would keep his promises, which he has so far.
No chance. They open electronically. No other way.
I wonder if those wires are hot.
How did Laura get hold of that paper, anyway?
I was a fool. Of course, in any relationship like this, there's an area of carelessness. But you see, I did not mean to kill her. She had the paper. I had to have it. We struggled for it. And now you are the only one that can put me in that room with Laura that night. All right, stop here. Get out. Go on. See, she's out there now. And you had to come back. See, I was almost glad when Roma failed that night in the alley. Because you were sent off. You see, it would have worked so right that way. But no. You had to come back.
Call the DA's office and tell him to pick up old man Rothman. And tell him what we got.
Thank you very much, Lieutenant, for all of your cooperation, and I certainly hope that I can help bail you out if you're ever in Los Angeles sometime.
That's okay. Although I must admit, I don't recall ever having quite such a problem getting rid of a prisoner before.
Well, you'll get rid of this one now. That I guarantee.
And thanks again to you, Christie. Because of you, the whole house of cards collapsed. Bettman, Rothman, right down the line.
Thank you, Lieutenant.
Excuse me, but we're about ready to take off, Lieutenant. Oh, I'm sorry, but I'm afraid those handcuffs are going to have to be removed.
He's a prisoner.
No, wait a minute. That's a federal regulation, Gallagher. Take off the cuffs.
Yes, sir. Hey, Christie, give me a key.
I didn't bring it with me.
Use your own.
I can't do that, Captain. I lost it. Can I use yours?
I don't carry one anymore.
You'll have to hurry. We have to take off.
Well, maybe ours fit yours. We need a locksmith.
I'm sorry, but...
Don't worry, sir. I'll take care of it, and I'll be on the next plane.
Did you ever think that it isn't meant to be? You know, when they hang a man and it doesn't work, they let him go.
You got a point, Harold.
He's got nothing. Would you undo those cuffs?
Yes, sir. Come on.
Oh, boy.
I can't let this happen to you.
Thanks a million.
Excuse me.
Well, y'all don't have to get off.
You two?
They need me.